And the people is what we need to. They do all the things that we want to do. I'm not involved in what we do. We need to know from you, we need to be there with you. How we can put this people
Muslim drug user wouldn't be able to talk to their family, and their probably parents wouldn't want to talk to them about it either. They'll just leave it on the side and just ignore it.
If you can do this, you have got much more process or ability to succeed, to achieve, to get what you want. And this is expanding your brain power. This is more important than academic intelligence. This is the emotional intelligence that you will need for the workplace, for college, for university, for going to the House of Parliament.
Yeah, I've seen people actually selling and buying drugs in my college, inside my college. So, you know, and I think that the college and school, they should do something about it. It's really important because people go there to learn, to, you know, educate themselves, but they end up, you know, doing the wrong things, selling drugs.
So self-esteem is about seeing yourself the way you want to see yourself and making sure that no one else has influence over your mind. Okay? So if you see yourself as fast, as quick, as strong, then that's what you see inside your mind, and that's what you build up to be. You do the exercises to get there. If you see yourself as a footballer, it doesn't matter what your qualifications are, then that's what you do. You see it inside your mind, you're playing, you're having, yeah, and you build to it, you exercise, you make sure that you get there.
Being a Muslim, I think the Quran is always there because it's got like everything that you need to know in life in it, and it tells you the right and the wrongs, and you keep your iman strong. I don't think you would go off the straight path. You would always remember Allah when your friends want you to do something you don't want to do.
Because your own sense of confidence, your own sense of self-worth, your own sense of being, if you like, is linked to your self-image. How you see yourself. So people quite often, and you know that, they define themselves by external things.
I would advise young Muslims to stay away from drugs by telling them to choose their friends wisely, because at the end of the day, the friends that they pick will decide if they will take drugs, because if their friends are more likely to take drugs, then they will be more involved in taking drugs with them.
But if you look at it, they attack your immune system over time. They can attack your immune system. What is immune system? Anybody? Your security, safety system of the body, which protects you from all the illnesses here.
I think videos of live examples of people who've taken drugs and people who have probably had the worst consequence of a drug is the best method, because it kind of scares you into not taking it because you don't want that to happen to yourself.
We want to get on with people, we want people to get on with us. That's natural. Yeah? But it doesn't mean that we have to necessarily go along with them all the time. So if you're being pressured up in school or youth club or club somewhere on the street to do something and you feel, oh, I've got to fit in. You know, I want to get along with these guys. I don't want to think, you know, I'm boring. You know, you don't have to go along with them if they're going to go do something that you don't want to do.
Drug prevention will actually be done with young Muslims through engaging with them, having fun, making sure they have fun while they're doing it. Like, not have someone who sits there talking for hours and hours about the effects of drugs and stuff with a boring slideshow. You're going to go out with nothing. But if you have young people giving the advice to young people, they will listen.
what keeps me away from drugs is that I'm more involved within the sporting events and more sporting activities. Also, I'm more involved in my education, and I don't actually go around, hang around street corners. If I do, I gather my friends and we actually play football. I actually keep active. That's what I believe that most Muslims should do now, and now the government should also actually play on that and actually use that to prevent drugs as well.
Well, Allah's put down these rules to help us about, for example, smoking, alcohol. These things are bad for us in health and in family problems, and it makes you do things that you don't want to do. So I think Allah's made these rules for our benefit. He wouldn't just make them so that we can't have fun. So I think He's trying to make us have happy lives.
Like they're going with the wrong crowd, just because people they normally just hang around people older than them, who just think they're a bit tougher than the rest. So they try drugs from them, and because that's how normally they start.
With Young Muslim drug prevention, it's not to exile them, so you have to speak to them and let them come out, so you have to attract them and not chase them down. I mean, obviously you want to get out there on the streets and advertise it, but you need sports activities, so you need different kind of activities during school or after school, extracurricular activities that attract them, and then use that to talk about drugs. So instead of having, a meeting or a lecture at school about drugs and telling them everybody be there please, just tell them, we've got a football tournament, come along, and you might have a few points that we want to talk to you about, talk to the youth.
Personally, I don't like drugs, but also my faith says that we shouldn't take drugs because it's against our faith, and that it's against our faith because God gave us a body, and if you're taking drugs, you're affecting the body by making it damaging the cells and damaging the organs.
I've recently just done the topic of drugs, and it's helped me a lot to understand it because we went over it with PowerPoint presentation, pictures, and I learnt about the laws and the type of drugs that you would find in the street.
They might come because of the activities, but they might end up taking useful information, which will help them.